What's up everyone, Alex here. Congratulations on surviving June, but it's now July, which means our backlog battles are about to get even worse. I'm not going to spend too much time here since we have a lot of games to cover, but if this is your first time here, welcome. We cover RPGs, Japanese games, indie titles, and more here on Backlog Battle, and if that sounds like your jam, hit that subscribe button. Got all that? Great. Let's highlight some of the games coming out in July. Bandai Namco's Klonoa games are some of my favorite platformers of all time, and with Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series releasing on July 8th, everyone will now get to experience the wholesome magic of this supremely underrated series. Klonoa proved that 2.5D platformers could be another way to bring more life into the genre, and with gorgeous level design framing, unique gameplay quirks, and catchy songs that'll stick with you forever, it won't take long for you to realize the appeal of these two games. Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series is coming out on July 8th on PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. Do you know who MC Escher is? He's the guy who made Relativity, the print where staircases and arches intersected in the strangest of ways, messing with your comprehension of 3D space. What if I told you that someone made a game based off of that concept? Monument Valley Panoramic Collection contains the first and second games in the critically acclaimed Monument Valley series, which was first released on mobile. I loved and beat both games when they first released, and if you're looking for a puzzler that builds on top of established mechanics while telling a wholly relatable story, I think that you're gonna love this collection. Monument Valley Panoramic Edition, with the first and second games available for purchase separately, is coming out on July 12th on PC via Steam. I've played a whole bunch of management sims, and at this point, it's tough for me to be surprised by the genre. That is, until I found out about Bear and Breakfast, a cute indie title that blends management sims with being a bear. With a cute aesthetic, fairly deep management systems, and a premise that has me dreaming of serving eggs with some butter on toasted bread, and Bear and Breakfasts got me thinking up ways to treat my guests in the most homely way possible. Open up your own Bear and Breakfast on July 28th on the Nintendo Switch and PC. Before directing Chrono Trigger and Parasite Eve, Takashi Tokita cut his teeth by directing a little game called Live Alive, released in Japan on the Super Famicom in 1994 and never released outside of that region. 28 years later, not only are we going to be able to play it, but it'll also be presented in the beautiful HD 2D style as well. Live Alive is a super ambitious game, even by today's standards, featuring 8 different protagonists in 9 different scenarios, each with their own gimmicks during battle. This is also Yoko Shimomura's first project at Square Enix after leaving Capcom, so if you're a huge fan of her work, this probably shot up your must-play list even more. Live Alive is finally coming out in the West on July 22nd on the Nintendo Switch. A demo, which allows you to carry over your save data to the full game, is available right now. Ever since the first game, the Xenoblade Chronicles series has been known to give us some memorable locations and vistas that truly immerse us in its world like never before. And with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Monolith Soft's not only upped the design and aesthetic of the lands we've yet to explore, but also managed to get 7 party members to display at once, marking yet another innovation in the series. And knowing that we don't have to deal with random gacha pulls like its predecessor, as well as combining the things that we loved in the first game, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 could very well be a strong Game of the Year contender for our community. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming out on July 29th on the Nintendo Switch. Now, before we get into the rest of the games in July, I want to take the time to thank Omen for sponsoring this video. My Omen 16.1 gaming laptop handles everything I throw at it effortlessly, thanks to a combination of great hardware and software that make me feel like I own something truly special. So if you ever find yourself in the need of a powerful machine that can do gaming and so much more, you can always check out Omen's line of gaming laptops and desktops, at omen.com. And now, here are the rest of the games coming out in July. The Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative finally releases in Europe on July 8th for PS4, Switch, Xbox One, and PC via Steam. Check out my review in the card shown or via the link in the description of this video. Loopmancer is a 3D roguelite platforming action game with a cyberpunk theme, releasing on July 13th on PC. Rune Factory 5, which was released earlier this year on the Switch, is coming out on PC via Steam, with higher frame rates on July 13th. Check out my review of the Switch version in the card shown or in the description of this video. The Square Enix published Power Wash Simulator, which is quite self-explanatory really, is coming out on Xbox One on July 14th, and it's also arriving on Game Pass. Stray is a third-person cat adventure game where you must untangle an ancient mystery to escape a long-forgotten city, coming out on July 15th on PS4, PS5, and PC via Steam. Do you love brawlers? Do you love the Romance of the Three Kingdoms? Do you love Kunio-kun? If so, then River City Saga 3 Kingdoms sounds like it's right up your alley. Experience the Yellow Turban Rebellion and the events of the Three Kingdoms period like never before, when the game comes out on July 21st on PS4, Switch, and PC. Capcom Arcade's Second Stadium, which contains the entire Street Fighter Alpha trilogy, Mega Man Power Battle, Saturday Night Slam Masters, and so much more, is coming out on July 22nd on PS4, Switch, Xbox One, and PC. A PS4 and Xbox One port of Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town is coming out on July 26th in the US and July 29th in the UK. Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 is the third entry to a long-running series of indie action platformers produced by Keiji Inafune, coming out on July 28th on the Nintendo Switch. It'll be the first game in the series that will feature English voiceover. And lastly, Digimon Survive is a narrative-focused tactical RPG presented in a visual novel style, releasing on July 29th on PS4, Switch, Xbox One, and PC. And that, my friends, are the games coming out in July. There are 11 games on this list that I'd easily pick up, but I want to hear what you think. Post your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. And if you found this video helpful, please consider using the links in the description of this video should you wish to pick up some of these games. It helps the channel out tremendously. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.